It could be an all-star. It could be a rookie. But somebody on the Giants needs to step up and right the ship. With a little more than 2 months to go, time is running short to make up ground in the NL West. And tonight, Johnny Cueto looks to start them down the right path. Giants Brewers next.
We've got Saturday Night Baseball here at AT Park as we welcome in the Brewers for Game 3 of this 4-game series. Welcome to NBC Sports Bay Area, and it's powered by Xfinity. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, sense of urgency. Giants have dropped the first 2 games in this series. They're 2-5 since the All-Star break. They hand the ball to a veteran, a guy that's faced the Brewers a lot, and that's Johnny Cueto.
Well, it's a big game, no doubt. Plus, don't forget, the Brewers added to the lineup. They brought in Mike Moustakas, who'll be at third base tonight. He brings his 20 home runs he hit earlier this year with the Kansas City Royals. So, Johnny Cueto, 11-3, 2.74 ERA lifetime against the Brewers. He's going to lean on that good feeling success to give this team a good start tonight.
All right, should be fun here at the Yard tonight. When we come back, we will have the lineups and the very first pitch of this ball game from AT&T Park right after this.
NBC Sports Bay Area is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. By Jack in the Box. Try the $5.99 Jack Spicy Chicken Club combo with toasted sourdough. New from Jack in the Box. And by SoFi, a modern finance company.
Giants have taken the field. Let's check out our game time weather. It's presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Hey, great time to get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is open daily. 59 degrees. You see the winds and humidity, and it is a nice night for baseball. Let's take a look at the Brewers starting lineup brought to you by Southwest Airlines. It's a different lineup. It'll be Yelich, Kane, and then Moustakas, who just arrived today, followed by Aguilar, Shaw, and Thames. Kratz will do the catching at 7th, and it's Arcia and Chacin.
On the hill tonight for the Giants will be the 32-year-old right-hander, Johnny Cueto. Cueto, 5'11", 230-pounder, two-time All-Star. Comes into this, his 9th start of the year with a 2.76 ERA. Lifetime against these Brewers, he's been good, 11-3 with a 2.74 ERA. And when you take your at-bats against Cueto, you're going to see a fastball that'll be 88, 92-ish in that range. He'll sink and cut it. He's also got a great changeup. He'll give you a slider and a curveball on occasion. Like that.
Yelich hitting .317. He's had 5 hits in the first 2 games of this series. Got Kane and then Moustakas. And that hit the bat. It's 1-2. Umpires tonight: Blackney, Wolf, Rayborn, Holbrook. Blackney behind the dish.
And Blackney's a low ball guy, but he does have width on both sides of the plate. However, sometimes you think he should ring a guy up, and he doesn't always. It's almost like he doesn't like to ring guys up. But he does have a little width at the knees.
Yelich takes down and in. He's 5 for 15 with 3 doubles and a home run lifetime against Cueto. And the 2-2. On the ground to second for Hansen. Hansen has it, and that's how this game gets started.
Let's take a look at the Giants defensively behind Cueto tonight. Starting in their outfield from left to right, it'll be Hernandez, Duggar, and McCutchen. Pretty good arms across the board. Crawford and Longoria on the left side. Hansen and Sandoval on the right side. Nick Huntley, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs. Lester Posey a night off. He will play tomorrow.
Here's Kane. Kane played on Thursday night. He went 0 for 4. He also injured his right wrist on a slide. Did not play last night. So here he is facing Johnny Cueto. And he takes wide. Kane is 4 for 10 against Cueto with a double and a home run. And he runs that pitch inside.
Hey, the family's here.
Yes, they are.
They brought everybody.
.2-0 pitch. Line drive center field, base hit. So Kane aboard with 1 out. And here's Moustakas. Moustakas, who came over in a trade which was announced last night, hitting .249. He's got 20 home runs, 62 runs batted in. And he's got ownage on Cueto. He's 4 for 6 lifetime with a home run.
Well, you have to believe he sees them pretty well. He's got those kind of numbers.
First pitch, Duggar. 2 outs.
So Moustakas not waiting around to start his Brewer career.
See his numbers with the Royals. 139 home runs. Of course, the Giants saw a lot of Moustakas in the 2014 World Series. And the next year, the Royals won the World Series.
There's a guy at the Royal Stadium, as Jesus Aguilar steps in, that used to bring the biggest moose antlers I ever saw in my life.
Is he here?
I don't know what I'm thinking about. He's going to be pretty depressed that Moustakas moved out.
Maybe here. Although those antlers don't travel well, I got to tell you.
No, they're huge.
You put them in a trunk. Aguilar, 285, 25 home runs. Takes a call strike. Aguilar and Cueto. What's their history look like? 0 for 3. Up the middle, but not hit well. Crawford across the diamond. Side retired. Chassin coming out. McCutchen, Duggar, Crawford coming up. It will be McCutchen in the leadoff spot. Check out what the last time he did it against the Brewers was in 2011. Duggar, Crawford, and Longoria. Sandoval will hit 5th, and it's Hansen, Hernandez, and Hundley, and Johnny Cueto will hit in the 9th spot.
And on the hill tonight for the Milwaukee Brewers will be Jhoulys Chassin. Chassin, a veteran. He's in his 8th year at the big league level, 30 years of age, 6'3", 250-pounder. Out of Maracaibo, Venezuela, and this is in 22 starts. What he's done is having a good solid season for Milwaukee, 9-3 with a 3.58 ERA and 97 strikeouts, 120 innings. And this is how he does it. He gives you a fastball that's not going to really impress you for velocity, but it's got good sink. He throws a lot of ground balls. He'll cut it. His best specialty pitch is the slider, so basically a sinker slider guy, although he has a curveball and he'll throw a splitter, changeup. I think he does it just to put it on the scout report. But for the most part, sinker slider, go get him.
So here's McCutchen. And McCutchen takes inside for a ball. McCutchen at 255, 10 home runs, 43 runs batted in. McCutchen 4 for 14 with a home run against Chassin. Hit him. Yeah. That's what a leadoff hitter does.
It's on base. So, I mean, if you're going to get hit and it doesn't leave a bruise, I think he's okay with that. Let's take a look at the defense for the Brewers tonight behind Chassin. Starting in the outfield from left to right, it'll be Thames, Kane, and Yelich. The best arm by far is in center field. Lorenzo Kane has 10 assists. Arcia, Moustakas on the left side. Shaw, Aguilar on the right side. Travis Shaw playing second base for the first time in his career tonight. Eric Kratz, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs.
We're waiting. The Brewers are taking a look to see if that pitch actually hit Longoria, and we waited for nothing.
Let's see if it got him. Well, apparently it did. If the Brewers are not going to beef about it.
Yeah, it got him.
I mean, barely. I'm impressed that plate umpire Ryan Blackney even heard that.
I agree. Here's Duggar. Duggar at 283 with 5 runs batted in. And he takes low. Duggar in this series hit a 2 for 3 night on Thursday, and he went 1 for 4 last night. So McCutchen, who's got 9 steals with his lead. And Duggar takes wide, 2-0. With Brandon Crawford on deck. The pitch. And McCutchen a delayed steal, and it's going to backfire on him. You could see right away that it did not catch any of the middle infielders sleeping, nor did it catch Kratz.
There's the delay. Kratz has an outstanding arm, and in the end, when it doesn't work, it just looks like a play that you wonder, well, what's going on? When it works, it'll seem like the greatest play ever.
It's true. Hutchin trying to make something happen at this point. The way the offense is going, try anything.
Stir the stick.
Well, a generous strike. It's 3-2.
All right, let's take a look at this generous strike. It's PitchCast brought to you by SoFi, a modern finance company. We talk about the width you get at the knees from Blackney, and there's an example of it.
On the ground to the shortstop Garcia, 2 down. So here's Crawford.
We're pronouncing Ryan Blakeney's name Blackney. It's pronounced Blakeney, and we apologize for that, Ryan. Ed Montague just texted us and said, hey, knock it off. It's Blakeney. All right, Eddie, sorry.
Well, maybe I had to tell Eddie, maybe Blakeney had to spell it right. Stick an E between the K and the end, Eddie. Out of play. Crawford 10 for 38 against Chassin. 4 doubles, a triple, and a home run with 4 walks. Longoria on deck. It's great. You see a guy come in an Expos hat and a jersey, and you wonder, must be a baseball fan. I don't, it doesn't look like it's an Expos jersey. Swing and a miss, 2-2.
I'm not sure what jersey that guy's got on.
I don't know. Eddie's going to text us and let us know.
Yeah. He might know. It could be a Lynx. Who's got the Quebec City? Did they have a team up there that were called the Lynx?
Yeah.
He looks like an old hockey player.
3-2.
Yeah, that's an old hockey
He's a
player.
catcher face, that's for sure. So Crawford trying to reach for Longoria. A little breaking ball hit back to Chassin, and he will flip on to first, and that'll end the inning. Shaw, Thames, Kratz coming up.
Big O Tires. Tires, service, straight talk. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
Now, StubHub is the best selection of 100% MLB verified tickets. You can download the StubHub app today and head to the park. StubHub is an official partner of the San Francisco Giants, and so is that guy.
Yeah, he's a Rawlings guy too.
Here's Shaw, Thames, and Kratz. And it's alone.
The ballpark tonight, it's not quite as windy as we've seen the last couple of days. Still carry out to center and left center, which we see just about every day here.
Longoria going back, and he's going to make the catch. Shaw now hitting like a second baseman.
It happens.
Let's check in with Amy G.
All right, guys, we've got Brian
Super close.
We are very close. We have missed you very much. A special day. You are now a member of the Wall of Fame. You're immortalized in Giants history, and it had to be pretty special. Will you just share your thoughts on today's ceremony?
Yeah, well, you said it. I'm immortal. Thank you. It was really, it was just an honor. All three of us were very humbled and appreciative. And as athletes and as even human beings, we don't need validation, but it's nice. Thanks.
I did laugh. I laughed.
It's nice to just feel the warmth, welcome back, and people were appreciative. And like I said out there, we're not winning a World Series, we're not winning a game without the support of the fans. It's obvious. And I know there's millions of players that can say that, and I don't care how cliche it is. Here, it's the truth. The fans won that World Series just as much as we did.
You've always had a special relationship with the fans, and you were obviously a forever Giant. There's a little break between you and the Giants, and then a nice big surprise at the home opener when you came out and threw that first pitch. What does it mean to you to reunite with this organization?
It feels really good because now I get a home base to come back to, and whether it be go to spring training, help out some of the guys, or go see Kruk and Kipe, bother them, or maybe even put on a uni and pretend I'm Crawford. There's many options.
Fun.
Yeah, many options.
And you actually now kind of are Crawford. You said you were playing shortstop for a softball team.
Yeah. They don't even know.
They don't know that yet.
No, they don't. No, they know that I'm playing shortstop. They don't know who I am. I don't even think they know my first name.
That has to be kind of refreshing, though.
Yeah, no, it's kind of fun. I use the bird scooter, and I go to the field, and I just kind of I wear this hat, so in honor of my 0-10 softball team. We're really thinking about turning it around, though. It's getting close to August. We need to pick it up.
Sense of urgency.
Yeah.
Well, here you'll always be recognized, and you're always a forever Giant. Brian Wilson, thanks for the interview. Guys, let's get it back to you.
Thank you so much.
Still got the energy, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, he brings it. Every room he ever has walked into in his entire life, not just at the big league level, he brings energy. And that's what it looks like, the Wall of Fame on King Street, and he was a great Giant. And we'll always remember him for throwing the last pitch of the 2010 season, and this city celebrated its first World Championship, and that was a special night.
One that we will not forget. Thames with the double. Here's Kratz. Kratz takes inside for a ball, 1-0.
You go back to that day, the day of the night that they finished off the season and won the last game of the World Series. And we were talking to Brian in a coffee shop. I think it was a Starbucks. And we realized that he didn't have a lot of pitches left in his arm. He was just about out of gas. And some way, somehow, he dug deep enough to get it done and strike out Nelson Cruz, and the Giants became world champions.
Yeah, I think he said tonight is it.
He did say that. Forever Giant, indeed. So congratulations to Matt Cain, Ryan Vogelsong, Brian Wilson today, who went up on the wall.
In tight to Kratz. See if Kratz has any history against Johnny Cueto. He does. He's just 1 for 2. Tries to paint the outside corner. It's 3-1. This is going to have to be a crafty night for Johnny Cueto.
Well, I mean, he didn't have his established fastball at the start of the game. It's not, doesn't mean he won't warm up to get to around 90.
McCutchen racing in, and it's going to be a flare, and it's 1-0.
Well, time now for our Mercedes pivotal play. We go back to 2010, Game 5 World Series. Brian Wilson strikes out Nelson Cruz, and everybody couldn't believe it. And those hugs were sincere. And back in San Francisco, a night they'll never forget.
Here's Arcia. On the ground. Hansen's got it. And he's not going to have enough time. Arcia runs too well. So Chacín's going to hit, and he can hit with runners at first and second.
I mean, right now, I mean, they're not hitting Cueto very hard. They're just not putting they're hitting balls where it's a tough play for the defense to make. A nice job there. He just slides a little too far, can't get to his feet to get off a throw. So Arcia beats it out. He's got good speed. Sets up a bunt situation here for Chacín, who's not a bad hitter.
And the first bunt is foul. Well, you limit the damage.
When you're warming up to your fastball, you haven't quite established your normal velocity. These are the guys you worry about, the pitchers. Because those guys are a threat when you don't have a high velocity fastball going.
So it'll be Longoria, and both runners advance.
So a job well done from Chacín. Your best hitting pitchers are usually your best bunting pitchers.
Or if you're so good, you don't get the bunt sign.
And there are a few of those walking around. One of the Giants' dugout doesn't get a whole lot of bunt signs.
He does not.
Madison Bumgarner.
So here's Yelich. Be shocked at all if Cueto pitched around Yelich.
Since July 8th, the hottest guy in the National League is right here, hitting .446.
One ball and one strike. And a broken bat base hit. Both runs are going to score. It's 3-0. Sandoval is going to cut it off, and Yelich is out at second. So Cueto gets dinged. It's 3-0 Milwaukee.
full-service banking for all that you love. Federally insured by NCUA.
Stream the Giants on the go. This season, once again, you can stream every NBC Sports Bay Area Giants broadcast on your desktop or mobile device. Giants game streamed on the go on the NBC Sports app. So here's Longoria, Sandoval, and then Hansen. And Longoria takes a pitch wide. He had a couple of hits on Thursday night and then an 0 for 3 in the game last night. There's a breaking ball for a strike. So the bar has been set. The Giants know they're going to have to score runs tonight.
I asked him the day before the game, you're a little sore from all the playing time? He goes, yeah, a little. Feels good, though. He's not a good DL guy, and it was grinding on him hard. He wanted to get back in the game. So first time you get out there and you go 9, a little shock to your system.
Shaw on the backhand is going to throw him out. 1 out.
Well, Friday, August 10th kicks off an historic weekend honoring Barry Bonds. On Friday with a special event ticket, you'll receive a statuette commemorating Barry's 35 splash hits and the rubber chicken walk counter. And on Saturday, Barry will have number 25 will be retired during a pregame ceremony. It'll be about an hour long. You're not going to want to miss it. It's going to be a very emotional one. And you come out earlier to pay tribute to Barry, as the ceremony will start at 5 p.m. Go to sfgiants.com for tickets.
Here's Sandoval, who takes outside for a ball. Sandoval 10 for 35. He's got 3 home runs lifetime against Chussie. As he lines this one foul. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Chussie trying to run that little flat cutter up on his hands. Yeah, hit me right there, Mom. But I got it. Next time, he'll have a glove on.
Two balls and 1 strike. And Sandoval lines this one at Garcia. 2 down. Doesn't pay to hit the ball hard, I'm telling you.
Well, not right now. They're a little snake bit with the offense. It seems like you have a good at bat, you hit a good solid line drive, somebody's finding it. Whereas the other guys, breaking bats here, breaking bats there. It's kind of the rut.
Here's Hansen. Hansen hitting .281. Takes down low. Trying to get on for Gorkis Hernandez. Two and 0.
Brewers have been giving Hansen a steady diet of off speed. A lot of curveballs, a lot of changeups.
And a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. And that breaking ball misses. 3 and 1.
Tried to wrap it around the outside corner. And this is game 3 of a 4-game series. You always watch how a team pitches you in the first game, and for the most part, they're going to stay pitching you that way the whole 4 unless you make them change the philosophy.
Aguilar will take this. We'll have a guess when we come back. It's 3-0 Brewers. Finish Matt Cain in 2012 postseason. Well, what did he do? He started all 3 series clinching games in that 2012 postseason. Game 5 against Cincinnati, must win. Got him. Game 7, Cardinals must win. And Game 4 against the Tigers. Very, very upset he got a no decision. Matt Cain's with us. I think this is the first time you've been up here.
Yeah, it is. I think that's what it's supposed to be.
I think you avoided coming up here, to be honest with you.
I definitely tried, for sure.
But we're thrilled to have you here, as the whole ballpark and the ceremonies today. It seemed like it happened all very fast, from you being a rookie and Mike Matheny catching you to what happened today. It goes quick, doesn't it?
No, it definitely does. It definitely goes a lot faster than you think. When you're in the middle of it, it seems like it's going in slow pace, and then you turn around and look, and yeah, you're sitting up here and talking about what you used to do.
Yeah, you're talking about Buster being like an old guy on the team now.
He is an old guy. He's been an old guy since he stepped in. We've said that tons of times. He's been old ever since he drafted him.
This is Lorenzo Cain with a count of 2 balls and 1 strike. And another base hit off of Cueto to open up the inning. Today, was this meaningful for a lot of reasons, but maybe one because Wilson and Vogelsong were there?
Yeah, it definitely was. It was cool to see those guys and have those guys honored. And it's fun to reminisce a little bit and hear what happened and all the stories that we go back through, and it's great to have that. And like I said, I mean, it's probably one of the best honors you can have, to be on the Wall of Fame.
Absolutely.
It's special to us.
Here's Moustakas, and Moustakas is going to take inside for a ball. Mike?
Well, bring us up to date. Tell us about your wife, Chelsea. Your daughters are in school. Hartley's in 2nd grade.
Yeah, right.
What have you been doing?
Yeah, trying to learn how to make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and get all that stuff to school, and figure out my golf schedule in between while they're at school. And so it's been good. I've been plenty busy, and we've been having a lot of fun. We've been going on some vacations as much as we can and enjoying life.
And you don't have to worry how your right arm feels.
No, not at all. No, it's more of now I'm trying to figure out how to get on plane with my golf swing.
There's a pop-up that Longoria should be making the call, and he does, and he makes the catch. This is what was hung up today. The Wall of Fame plaque.
It made me look kind of good. It's nice.
What of all the accolades? I mean, All-Star, World Series champion, Willie Mack Award winner. I mean, the night you had your perfect game. What is the thing that you'll remember the most about playing here?
It's so hard not to say that that last outing, just with I think the way that everything had gone throughout the season and the little bit before that, it was just the full emotions of that last outing and going out there and really knowing that I was okay with hanging up my cleats and enjoying the next chapter. But it was fun. It was a lot of fun to be a part of that game, and I mean there were so many memories in between, and it's so hard to pick them. That's the hard part, but that one was really special.
The ovation that you received walking off the field for the last time was something none of us will forget. I mean, it really gave us all chills, and you were spot on, and you were making stuff up as you were going. I mean,
exactly.
It was a very creative outing.
Oh, it very much was. I think I had a couple more in my arsenal, but I was too afraid to throw them. I left the knuckleball in the bag, and I was kind of sad I didn't throw one of those in my career.
By the way, I don't think maybe you know this or someone told you this, but that broadcast, we all won an Emmy for that game.
Really?
So you won us like 3 or 4 Emmys in your career. That was great.
Awesome. Here we go. I think it all worked together then.
I think it did. Here it's 1-1 to Jesus Aguilar with Cain at first base. And a quick throw by Johnny Cueto. If you're watching Johnny Cueto, Matt, you're seeing that here's a guy that really thought he was going to have Tommy John surgery. Doctor said, no, I think you can do it. And now he's having to pitch with a little less velocity. I guess everybody goes through that, right?
Yeah, we do. And then that's the difficult part, is being the athlete, is not having a full bag of weapons.
Well, that helps.
Yeah, that's good.
We're going to have Matt Cain for another half inning. It's 3-0 Milwaukee.
On the ground, Arias from deep third, got him! And that's a perfect game. And the Giants mobbing Matt Cain on the pitcher's mound. It's awesome. Here's Gorkis Hernandez, who takes high, 1 ball and no strikes.
You know, it was great watching you throw the perfect game and watching Chelsea, your wife, up in the stands and how she was reacting to the whole thing and the emotion and the anxiety. And then when it all ended, you saw her relief, you saw your relief. Did you guys sleep that night when you got home?
I don't think it was much either, because I know we had a day game the next day, and for some reason I decided to get up early and get here and get everything done. So I don't think we did get very much sleep that night.
It was such a special night. Yeah. Here it's 1-1 to Gorkis Hernandez.
One time in 136 years.
How about how the day started for Matt Cain? There was a major golf tournament in town, correct?
Oh yeah, U.S. Open.
And was Dustin Johnson here?
Dustin Johnson was here.
So there was a number of players that were hitting balls into the cove. Golfers, not baseballs, with golf. And you kind of saw Brian Sabian sitting in the stands, and somebody kept saying, "Matt, you hit me." And Matt's like, "I am a starter. I can't. I'm starting tonight." and Brian said, "Yeah, go ahead and hit one." And you smoked one out there.
Farther than Dustin Johnson.
No.
Yeah, you did.
I like how the story's changing, though.
Well, that's all right.
All right,
that's true. That's a true story.
We'll go with it.
Well, you had a wedge. You hit your driver, but that's beside the point.
Appreciate it.
So anyway, so that's how the day started, and then how it ended was actually pretty incredible. And if you think about that last out, when it left the bat, I thought that's a hit.
Yeah,
I did.
I mean, it felt like a little bit when I threw it, and just that the lefties, when they hit the ball to the third base side, you don't exactly know where it's going to go.
Well, plus you don't know where the third baseman is really playing.
Correct.
And I thought, my goodness. And then Arias really made a nice play on the hole.
Yeah, he did. He made it look a lot easier.
Yeah, he did.
Than it was.
This is an out by Hernandez. 1 out.
Well, we watched your golf swing that day, and we watched you down, and you played in the Pebble Beach AT Pro-Am, and you did very well. We figured you'd be doing that right now. We didn't see you up Tahoe this year. Yeah. What's the deal?
Yeah, working on the way to get up there. Hopefully, get an invite one of these days. That'd be a fun one to get into. It'd be fun to actually, get to keep your own score and see how it goes.
Yeah, this was the swing that Matt Cain took that day.
That was a nice, actually, little draw. I still think about hitting that draw.
Yeah, this is about.
Have you seen this before?
Not a slow-mo of the video, no.
Well, that's perfect. Yeah, I mean, you look at that swing. I'd have bet you were going to throw a perfect game that night.
If you'd have got knocked out in the first inning, it'd have been a problem.
Oh, it would have been awful. It would have been so awful. Yeah, it turned out to be a good day. And then everybody keeps asking, why don't I do it more often? I was like, well, that's not good.
Here's Hundley, who gets thrown out, and Cueto's going to hit.
Well, we're throwing it out there for the organizers of the Pro-Am tournament up in Tahoe. Matt Cain wants to come. We need an invite here.
We need an invite. We need an invite.
Steph Curry, you've got big time weight in that tourney. If you're watching, we need Matt Cain to be represented.
Mark Mulder,
right?
He's got, a lot of influence on what's going on.
I'll caddy for him for a little bit. Maybe that'll work.
No, you're going to play.
Oh, okay.
Here's Cueto. Cueto's 0 for 11.
It's about due for a hit.
How many home runs in your career?
It was 7, right?
7. Mike had 5.
Yeah.
So we got 13 combined up here.
That's exactly right. Proud of him too. But you had the best trot, Smooth.
Yeah, right. Here it's 0-2.
Was it hard for you to come back today?
It was probably a little bit of both. I think it was, but I think with it seeing the plaque and going through the ceremony this afternoon was, I think it was kind of like that last goodbye. You know what I mean? That's the end of my playing career, and being completely happy with it. But it's definitely emotional.
It's funny when Mike came back for the first time, he never went in the clubhouse. He couldn't do it.
I get it.
I couldn't do it.
Yeah. That's the way it is. Sometimes you don't want to get in the way, and it's hard to see everybody.
Yeah. Cueto takes strike 3 call. Thanks to Matt Cain for coming by. It's always great to see him, and we need to see him a lot more. And we need to get him to Tahoe. Let's go. That's our main deal. Here we go. The boys, the fellas.
Bad hair.
Bay Area is brought to you by Toyota, designed for the grind that comes through every time. See your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places.
It's a 3-0 lead for Milwaukee.
Well, they miss their daddy.
Yes, they do.
We love our soldier.
Well, hopefully Daddy's watching, or somebody's going to send him this, because that's going to bring a tear to his eye.
Oh, 3 good smiles as they wait for his return. So get home quick, Dad, safely.
Here's Shaw, who takes a strike. Breaking ball down low. It's not that unusual for the Giants to go, at least recently, the first time through the lineup without a hit. And there's another little jam shot. This one's going to be caught.
Well, all you deadheads, here's an alert. It's a Jerry Garcia alert. Thursday, August 9th. It's the annual Jerry Garcia Tribute Night here at AT&T. Your special event package will include a Jerry Garcia t-shirt commemorating his national anthem performance at Candlestick Park. And you get a ticket to see the Giants take on the Pirates. Go to sfgiants.com/special events for details.
Here's Thames. Foul into the water.
Designer strike.
No balls in 1 strike.
Well, some will float and some will sink, as we found out.
If you were a pitcher, which one would you want? The ones that float or sink?
I want the ones that float.
Okay.
The balls that are more dense, they'll go farther.
You don't want the heavy ball?
You know, you get 2 types of baseballs, basically. You get one that's small with big seams, and you get one that's big that's got flat seams. Everybody wants the small ball with the big seams because you can get your finger behind it for a curveball. It feels better. Small ball, you feel like you can throw it harder.
This is hit on the ground and right through the shift. How about that? That's called a magic one-do.
That's a one-do hit. But the big balls with the flat seams, those are the ones that they're kind of dead. However, that was back in the old days. Now, there's such a uniformity with the way balls are manufactured and made now. You stick your hand in a shopping basket full of brand new baseballs for batting practice, and they all feel like the same ball.
So here's Kratz. Swing and a miss. No balls in 1 strike. Kratz with a little bloop for a base hit in the 2nd inning. Widow runs that low and in. 1 ball and 1 strike. Garcia is on deck. So Cueto looking into Hundley. Runner goes. Swinging a chopper, and it's going to be Cueto who backhands it, and he'll make the play.
It's a nice play.
I think there was a little bit more going on than just a ground ball back to the pitcher.
Well, as Cueto falls off to the first base side, he's got to get unwound and then get back to his backhand, and in the end he gets a little short hop to his backhand. I mean, he's a very good athlete, and you get instances like this where he kind of shows his ability. Check that runner, get the out.
Here's Garcia, who had an infield hit in the 2nd. And he swings and misses. No balls and 1 strike. Up the middle. That's going to be a base hit. So here comes Thames, and it's 4-0.
So that stolen base pays off for the Brewers. Arcia has really been struggling with the bat. In the last couple nights, he's starting to find some hits. Been sent down for a while. Last year, he double-digit home run figures. This year, really scuffling with the wood here, just throwing it right back up the middle and cashing in with an RBI.
Chopped foul. Sacrifice bunt for Justine in the second inning. In the dirt. Low again. 2 balls and a strike.
Hey, Fried's here. First name's Kentucky. For chicken. That's about all I got.
Well, I'm going by this. There's a throw to first, not in time. That if you don't have any hits in the first 3 innings, you're kind of fried.
Well, that's true. And really, I mean, that's happened, as you pointed out, a lot since the break.
A lot.
Time block. Getting the red alert.
Foul. Foul again. So Chassin, who was 7 for 35.
He will give you good at bat.
Yeah, he's given a good battle.
And he will see a lot of pitches, which he has done here in this at bat. And he works it to a 3-2. So this becomes a stress pitch for Johnny Cueto.
Runner goes. I'm going to pop up out of play. We'll do it again.
Right place, right time.
Center field, Duggar will move back, and that'll end the inning. Top of the order coming up. It's 4-0 Milwaukee. but it was his best outing.
Well, he had a very solid outing. You expected it. I mean, his last outing prior to that, he had gone 4 innings, allowed 3 hits and 6 walks against Oakland. So you knew that that did not sit well with him. And last night he came out and he established all of his pitches early on. He had a great command of it. The only thing he didn't have last night was run support. And unfortunately, he walked out of here with a loss. But 8 solid innings. Very competitive 8 solid innings. Well, a reminder, Xfinity X1 customers say, show me the San Francisco Giants into your X1 voice remote. Get live stats on your TV. Change the way you experience TV with Xfinity X1.
Here's McCutchen with Ty Block going back down to the bullpen. I would say that's it for Johnny Cueto.
Yeah, I think you're right.
McCutchen takes high, 2-0. The only base runner of the game for the Giants was McCutchen. He was hit, just grazed on the arm.
Take a look how they play on the spray chart. That's our StatCast AI, powered by AWS.
It's amazing. He's hit a lot of balls right where Shaw is playing. And for many years in McCutchen's career, that was a base hit. Got him.
Sinker down and in again 2 times in the base of the strike zone. And I think both those last 2 strikes called, McCutchen did not agree with. Brian Blakeney.
Here's Duggar. Duggar takes a strike.
With Chacin, I mean, you really shouldn't be that surprised that he's pitching well against the Giants. I mean, he's done well lifetime against them. 8-7 with a 3.22 ERA. It's the 22nd time he's pitched against him.
Brandon Crawford on deck.
Chacin very economical with his pitch count.
Two.
I mean, just one time in his stretch. I mean, he hit Andrew McCutchen the first inning, and then McCutchen was caught stealing. And after that, I mean, Chacin in the windup.
So Duggar gets it 0-2 to 3-2. And a nice at bat.
Anytime you go 0-2 to a walk, and you get yourself on base,
especially if you're a rook.
Especially if you're a rook and your team's down 4-0, that's good at bat.
Here's Crawford, who hit a little dribbler back to the pitcher in the first inning. Here he takes wide, 1 ball and no strikes.
So the first one out of the stretch after a long while, and he wasn't even close. Hasn't had many pitches where he's not even been close. So it could take you a couple, 2-3 throws to get back into the groove once you get into that stretch. Took him 2 pitches.
Yeah. One out.
When you try and throw a backdoor breaking ball, it's such an easy pitch to hang out over the middle.
Manfred lifts it out to Thames. And here's Longoria. Longoria rolled out to the second baseman Shaw, who was on the overshift. He really rolled out to the shortstop position. A lot of room between Aguilar and Shaw. Pulled on the ground to Moustakas, and that's going to end the inning. Still no hits for the Giants through 4. It remains 4-0 Milwaukee.
Sports Bay Area is brought to you by California's Great America. It's amazing at California's Great America with roller coasters and water slides, all for one price.
4-0 Milwaukee. When it's time for a change thing speedy, oil change and auto service, your trusted oil change tune-up in Smog experts. It's Ty Block, who replaces Johnny Cueto, facing Yelich, who takes a breaking ball for a called strike. Yelich is 1 for 2. Hit a little bloop that knocked in a pair of runs. Out of play, 0-2.
Saw the numbers for Ty Block. And Ty Block, I mean, this is his 19th appearance out of the bullpen. He's made 12 starts. Really has accepted the assignment and transitioned beautifully into the bullpen.
Drives this one the other way and gone. Yelich hits an opposite field home run, his 15th of the year.
He's had 2 home runs in this series. They've both been on hanging breaking balls. But the significance of it is that he has not been off time with his back leg on any of the off-speed pitches. I mean, he just waits for the break, he unloads, and he takes that high hanger and takes it out with backspin the opposite way. Impressive at bat.
Here's Kane. Kane is 2 for 2, 2 singles. He takes a strike. Yeah, if you're a pitcher and you hang one, you're thinking, well, maybe they'll foul one off, right? Not tonight.
No, not to that guy. We talked about how he has been the hottest hitter, literally the hottest hitter in the National League since July 8th.
It's his 7th hit in the series.
I don't know if he's had a cheap hit.
And Kane is 3 for 3. Let's check in with Amy G. Amy.
All right, gentlemen. Well, if Giants fans are looking to make it a little more interesting at the game, you got to check out this experience that the Giants are now offering. It's called the Brews and Baseball Suite Experience. Mike Krupko, listen up. This is right up your alley. You get a 1-hour pregame tasting with a brewmaster from Anchor Brewing. You get to taste up to 5 different beers and learn about the brewing process. If you're interested, you can see the number right there on your screen, 415-972-2298. Cheers, Dwayne.
I can't believe Amy's doing that when right now we need one.
Or 2.
Here's Moustakas, who fouls it over the Giants dugout.
Moustakas, I mean, he's still. One good thing about getting traded from the Royals to the Brewers, I mean, you can still wear your blue shoes. I mean, he'll get a little darker shade of blue here the next couple days. His first game tonight as a Brewer since getting traded yesterday. He made a point before the game. When you go from last place to first place, you get there the next day, and he got here within 24 hours. If it's the other way, if you go from first place to last place, how many days does it take you to get there?
You stop in Maui on the way.
You take 3 days.
Hit on the ground and a base hit. And Kane will round the bag and easily get to third. So there's Moustakas' first hit with the Brewers.
You know, you kind of feel like you're part of the club when you get your first hit.
So Hundley's going to go out and tell Ty Block, all right, now we need to get it out. And it'll be Aguilar who's stepping up.
I'm changing pins.
Two ground balls, one of them a double play. And a strike, and it's 0-1. Block, who likes to work quick, throws another strike. It's 0-2. And a base hit to right. So coming in to score is Kane. Moustakas is going to put on the brakes. He had third made easily. But that's the 4th hit in a row.
Seen a lot of opposite field hits tonight from the Brewers. And that's their 12th hit. Guys still have a big goose egg up there in their hit column. They have not had one. So Kurt Young going to come out here and try and find some calm here for Ty Block.
The hitter is going to be Travis Shaw. Shaw has popped out and hit a soft line drive to the second baseman Hansen. It's 6-0. Nobody out here in the 5th. Shaw rolls it foul. The ball's in 1 strike.
I mean, one thing you have to do when you get to the big leagues is you have to be able to concentrate on your at bat when you're having an at bat. But when you put the bat down and pick up your glove, you have to be able to concentrate on defense. And you think that it's just like a 50-50 deal. But tonight, Travis Shaw playing second base for the first time at the big league level. Wow, what do you think his concentration percentage is?
Everything to be routine. Let's put it that way. Hit on the ground to Sandoval. He will spin and throw to Crawford for 1, and that's it.
So there's the pitch that got it out for tie block.
What Sandoval did there is he kept the double play in order. Ames is 2 for 2. And he takes a strike. Tried to hit the outside corner, came very close. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Out of play, 1 and 2, and now blocking pitch for the strikeout. Pretty good rip by Thames.
He got that in there pretty tight though, and that's where he wanted to throw it, on the hands. Thames, lots of power. He likes to get those big arms extended. So he goes 1 pitch on the hands, comes back, and he goes 1 pitch on the knees, outside corner with cut. A perfect pitcher strike, and that's the first Brewer to go down by way of the strikeout tonight. Perfect pitch from Ty Block. That's his first. Cueto had no strikeouts in 4 innings.
So here's Kratz. Kratz rolls this one to Longoria, and that'll end the inning. So the damage is 2 runs. It's 6-0 Milwaukee.
'12 World Series Game 3 in Detroit. Ryan Vogelsong, 5 2/3 strong. He was the winning pitcher in that game. Giants would win that series in 4 games. And Ryan Vogelsong, he proved to be one of the great big game pitchers in Giants history. Postseason, 4 starts, 3-0 with a 1.09 ERA.
Never lost a postseason start, the team.
He's a Ryan Vogelsong fan. A lot of them around, and we'll always be Ryan Vogelsong fans for what he did for this organization. He was a great Giant. today immortalized on the Wall of Fame here at the ballpark, along with Matt Cain and Brian Wilson.
Here's Pablo Sandoval, and he hits a high pop-up into left field. This could be a thing. Nope, it's foul. Well, this is the plaque on King Street. I'll tell you what, they've done a good job with these plaques.
Yeah, they really have.
They really captured what we think of those three guys.
Take a look at his journey. Drafted by the Giants in 1998. Made his debut in 2000. Went to the Pirates. Had Tommy John surgery. Pitched for the Pirates. Pitched in Japan. Pitched in the minors with the Phillies and the Angels and got released twice. Signed with the Giants. Made the All-Star team and became a World Series hero. Postseason hero.
A healthy rip. Sandoval waited on that breaking ball.
Well,
when in doubt, go to the popcorn.
You say when's a good time for popcorn? Every time is a good time for popcorn. Just ask my partner. I consider you a popcorn connoisseur.
On the ground to third.
What makes good popcorn?
A movie.
Yeah, that's good. Hot, fresh, not out of a bag.
I like it even if it's cold.
Does everybody in the state of Wisconsin have one of those things?
Well, if we're thinking about popcorn, then cheese popcorn is pretty good. Here's Hansen. Hansen rolled out to first. Yeah, this guy's got it going.
Oh, yeah. He's a two-fisted popcorn guy.
He is. I'm going to say Hansen went around on there.
Well, according to Sam Holbrook.
One and two. Got him.
Front door sinker. You can't throw a better one than that. Hansen saw that fastball out of his hand and he says that's inside, and all of a sudden the movement of the pitch comes back to the strike zone. And a nice snag there from Eric Kratz to frame it. Third strikeout for Chacin.
Here's Gorkis Hernandez. Swing and a miss. No balls and one strike. Day baseball tomorrow. Andy Suarez will pitch. The Brewers took the field today knowing that the Cardinals had beat the Cubs today. They could get it to a half a game in the Central. That's fouled out of play, 1 and 2.
Oh yeah, the hot dog guy.
Giants do not have a hit through 5. It's 6-0 Milwaukee.
Bay Area is brought to you by Kona Brewing Company. Enjoy a Big Wave Golden Ale or Longboard Lager today.
6-0 Milwaukee as we head to the 6th inning. Block to face Orlando Arcia. And the pitch, and it's down low. 1 ball and no strikes.
First game, what do you think?
He's eyeing that beer, I know that. Or is that a little girl?
Well, pink cap. I think she just looking for something that's shiny. It's hard to label them a beer drinker when they're 3 months old. I think that's probably about a 6-month-old baby. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yep, she's cute.
And a 4-pitch walk. Well, happy hour couldn't come fast enough for us. Weekdays, Greg Papa, Ray Ratto, and Kelly Johnson bring you the happy hour on NBC Sports Bay Area and the NBC Sports Bay Area.com. Oh, by the way, also available to listen live and as a podcast on NBC Sports Bay Area.com.
Very interesting trio.
Sandoval will go to the bag. Unassisted on the sacrifice bunt. Here's Wade Boggs. At least he's hitting like Wade Boggs.
Well, he is the hottest man in the league. Has been that way since July 8th. 2 hits tonight, including his 15th home run, which he hit to left field. Opposite field or off tie block.
And a called strike. I'm not sure what the unwritten rule is about stealing a bag, but they better keep an eye on Arcia because he's going to go. He did it last night. And he goes. And Hundley's throw is in time. They got him.
Well, that's kind of a stare down from Nick Hundley. Rare you see a guy steal in a 6-0 game. Rare you see a guy try to steal third. And rare to see a guy try to steal third with no right-handed hitter in the batter's box. But you called it. I mean, he get a little froggy. Something that was definitely noticed, filed away in the database.
Yeah, I think you still should be able to run in the 6th inning.
Well, you see Craig Counsell shaking his head. He's not happy about it. He didn't play the game that way.
One ball and 2 strikes.
And it's really, you'll get arguments both ways. Pete Reeser, who taught me a lot of baseball, said when you don't, you're playing honeymoon. If you don't steal, you're playing honeymoon baseball.
2-2.
Which meant that you should stay aggressive. But I don't know. I never liked it as a player. I don't think the Giants on the field like it.
Look out. It stays at 2-2.
But Nick Hundley took care of it. And a little look of disgust. Nick Hundley's been really good at throwing hitters or potential base runners out too.
Three and 2. Get on the ground to Crawford. And that'll end the inning. Hundley. The pitcher spot. McCutcheon coming up.
Tomorrow's starters will be Andy Suarez on the hill for the Giants, facing Junior Guerra. And look at the whip. Walks and hits per innings pitch, both identical. Throwing the ball well, so figures to be all about pitching tomorrow. That's our time for Wells Fargo. A look ahead.
Hundley, Block, McCutcheon. Hundley looks at a strike. A lot of first pitch slow breaking balls that have been flopped in there for a strike. Does it again.
Backed it up. You know, it's one thing you learn about a veteran, though. I mean, some guys go up there and they will look fastball the whole at bat. They'll just stay on one pitch. And you get to know those guys. They're, I think Chassin and McCutcheon were teammates. They were in Colorado.
Two and two. I used to think that would make a difference. I'm convinced now that it makes no difference at all.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I always thought I learned a little something watching guys, teammates. If I had to pitch against them next year or two. You know what I learned? I learned it's hard to throw against guys you liked.
Well, I'm talking about the fact that Hundley caught Chassin. That means he can really lay out some line drives.
Oh, yeah, I agree with that. I don't think that has anything to do with it. But I do think if you're a pitcher, you learn to, if a hitter looks one way in an at-bat, if he goes up there looking breaking ball, or if he sits fastball most of the time. I think those type of things you file away and you remember them. I mean, you learn if a guy's a first ball fastball hitter or a first pitch swinger. I mean, you learn those things.
Well, you saw that one coming early. It stays at 2-2.
You also learn if a guy's timid, if he gets knocked off the plate. Hey, he brought his glove. Nice play. Had a bit. Nick Hundley is anything but timid. In fact, if you knock him off the plate, you're going to make him a better hitter.
High drive to left. Thames back at the wall. Out of here.
And no smile on his face. He's still thinking about the attempted steal by Arcia. And maybe that attempted steal fired this Giants team up.
Did he get another breaking ball?
He got another breaking ball, and this was a hanger right up or above the belt. Boom. And for Hundley, home run number 9. Still not smiling.
Here's Block, 1 ball and no strikes. And there's a strike.
And he's staring out at shortstop. Those are things you don't forget, especially catchers and pitchers and infielders and outfielders, bench guys, coaches, managers, trainers,
foul,
broadcasters. All right, let's take a look at the StatCast. 377 feet, thing of beauty, 103.2 miles per hour.
So blocked, strikes out on a curveball. Let's check in with Amy G.
All right, guys, it's time for our Ask Amy G segment. Tonight's authentic fan question coming from Kim Spez. Here's what she wants to know. She says, when the Giants are in the batter's box looking to Ron Wotus for signs, what sort of info is relayed? All right, so I went to Ron Wotus for you, Kim, and here is what he had to say. He said, all situations you can even imagine he's trying to go over. A bunt, if the runners might steal, if they need to take a pitch, certain counts mean different signs. They might be looking for signs as to what's going to happen in their at-bat or what the base runner will be doing. So any situation, he's going over it. If you have a question for a player or a coach, tweet it to me at AmyGGiants, #AskAmyG. Dwayne?
All right, good stuff.
One of the most difficult jobs in baseball is being a third base coach.
Very true. McCutcheon with a swing and a miss.
One thing you find out when you are around this game is that there's not just one set of signs for the whole team. Now, I mean, it may start out that way, but there are some guys just can't get signs. So for those guys, you simplify it. You give them their own set of signs. And it's not uncommon for 3 or 4 guys to have their own set of signs. You have to be able to interpret the signs from the manager to you. You have to relay those signs from you to the hitter, to the runner.
McCutcheon breaks his bat. It's Shaw who puts it away. And here's Duggar. We had a situation in Cleveland when I was playing there. Dave Garcia was the third base coach, and Frank Robinson got so sick of guys missing signs that he instructed Dave Garcia to go to every player and have the player tell the third base coach, what do you want your signs to be? So each guy had their own individual signs.
Yep.
And that way there was no excuse because the signs were the ones you wanted the coach to use.
But can you imagine? I mean, you literally could have 8 or 9 different types of signs you, as third base coach, have to be responsible for.
Right. If you got a guy on first and a guy on second and a hitter, and you're putting on a hit and run, you got 3 different sets of signs.
And one thing that is absolutely unforgivable is for a coach to forget a sign.
Occasionally that'll happen. Duggar flips it to left, and he's going to have a base hit. So that'll bring Crawford to the plate.
Don Zimmer, 1987, was third base coach for Roger Craig, and Don Zimmer, in the same way, he had at least a half a dozen different sets of signs for different guys. And some guys just can't get them, period.
No. Crawford is 0 for 2. And Crawford takes a low. And Duggar's going to try to make it, and he doesn't. And when you're down by 5, you got to make it, and Duggar did not. Hundley gets a hit, puts the Giants on the board. It's 6-1 at the end of 6.
by your local Toyota dealer through 6 full innings of play. Brewers 6 runs, 12 hits, no errors. Giants 1 run on 2 hits. It has been all Milwaukee. Jolice Chassin has been very good. And that's our Toyota game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealer.
Here's Kane. He's 3 for 3. He's got 3 singles. Speaking of Kane, it's great to have Matt Kane here in the booth.
Yeah.
The time he spent on the disabled list, and he's never been in the booth. I don't even know if he knew how to get to the booth, to be honest with you.
And he got a great round of applause too when he was announced before the game. They had all 3 of the Giants greats that were immortalized on the Wall of Fame here today throw out the first pitch. Ryan Wilson, Ryan Vogelsong, and Matt Kane. They all got nice warm welcomes as they walked from the dugout out to the mound. And Kane almost threw it over the head of Brandon Crawford.
He did.
He was a little pumped up.
Three and 2 to Kane, to Lorenzo Kane. Crawford on the backhand. 1 out. Well, it's a whole new ball game with RBI Baseball 18. RBI Baseball 18 delivers an all new franchise mode and much more. RBI Baseball 18 is available now. Go to rbibaseball.com. Here's Moustakas, who's 1 for 3. And a check swing low.
As our audience is watching this ball game, they watch nightly, and you see the boats cruise into McCovey Cove here at the ballpark.
Yeah, the hornblower.
I mean, when they broke ground on this ballpark, it changed all of the boat rides you get here in the bay, the evening cruises, the sunset cruises, and this became a destination. And it is very cool coming into the cove on a boat.
Moustakas will be thrown out.
Nice play, Ty block.
Here's Aguilar. One going out, one coming in. And you're right, it is a destination. One boat didn't look like it had a lot of passengers. This one, on the other hand, does.
There's a refugee boat right there.
My goodness. Aguilar takes down low.
Yep, dressed appropriately.
Yep, everybody bring your sweatshirts. Strike to Aguilar.
But it's so cool when you're out there on the water and there's a game going on, and when something happens, you hear and you feel the roar of the crowd. It is a really cool experience.
Well, it does not look like there's a bad seat in that vessel. Three and 1 to Aguilar. Swing and a miss. When you see that shot, you also get a shot to see all the development that is going on right past the ballpark. Look at that.
Oh, cranes everywhere. And some of those cranes are for the new arena that the Warriors will move into.
Got him. And that'll end the inning. This is the development we're talking about. There is a lot going on, folks. It's like a good jigsaw puzzle.
Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. By Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com. By Xfinity. X1 will change the way you experience TV. And by Kelly Moore Paints. Go where the pros go. Kelly Moore, the painter's paint store.
6-1 Milwaukee as Brandon Crawford's going to hit. Crawford was at the plate when Duggar was thrown out trying to advance on a pitch in the dirt. Hey, the girls are here. Here's the pitch to Crawford and a late call strike at the knees, and it's 0-1. Crawford is rolled out and he's flied out with Evan Longoria on deck and then Pablo Sandoval. The 0-1 pitch. Swinging a foul down the left field line and out of play. It's 0-2. Crawford takes high. 1-2. 92 pitches now for Jhoulys Chacín. Bullpen starting to move around. Duggar watching. And the 1-2. Outside, 2-2. Giants have 2 hits. The Brewers have 12. Cueto started and gave way to Ty Blach. The 2-2 pitch. Crawford takes in the dirt. It's a full count. There's Longoria.
They wave, Kite.
Yeah, they're cheering as hard as they can, not knowing what the heck is going on.
I want to know who brought the sailors' hats. That's the MVP of the trip.
3-2. Giants will take a walk. Instead, a pop-up. Can somebody get there? Shaw with a nice catch with his back to the infield.
Well, that's the first time he ever attempted to make a play like that from the second base position. Shaw, normally a third baseman, he kind of lost his position today when Mike Moustakas joined the club. So he says, I'll play second base and watch the magic with the glove. That's a nice play.
Here's Longoria.
Lorenzo Cain, the center fielder, enjoying that.
Longoria takes a strike. He's bounced out twice.
So I have a question for you. I mean, Travis Shaw, third baseman, I mean, they use a certain type of glove. And he's probably going to play some second base now. I mean, this is not something that's just going to be a one-night deal. They want his bat in the lineup. They want. Is he going to have to get a smaller glove to play second base?
I'd be shocked if he changed gloves. It's just too much of an adjustment. Longoria asked for time.
What's the one good thing about changing a position from third base to second base this era as opposed to other eras?
There's strike 3 call to Longoria. Well, he didn't have to worry about guys taking out his knees when he turns a double play. Giants and Brewers tomorrow. Game time noon. Pregame live at noon. Game time at 1 on NBC Sports Bay Area. Streaming live on the NBC Sports app. Here's Sandoval. 6 strikeouts now for Chacín. Before they changed the rules at second base, if a new guy who was playing second, an out of position guy, it was fresh meat. They were going to go after and just try to kill you.
Like a neon sign on their back. Hit me.
But you don't have to worry about that now. And by the way, I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, but it's going to make it easier for Shaw. That's for sure. Remember in the winter ball one year, Jimmy Gantner was moving from third to second. And this was winter ball. And we crushed them. And it was bad. It was so bad that 2 years later, when he was playing second base for the Brewers, I apologized to him because it was just like, well, we're going to go after this kid. And he remembered it. And he also went on to be pretty good at second base, too.
He was very good. One of the most popular Brewers ever.
On the ground and a fair ball down the right field line. Yelich will eventually dig it out, and it's a double for Sandoval.
Taylor Williams, the right-hander, taking on a little more purpose. 103 pitches of work tonight for Chacin. That's working against him here. So the bullpen coach for the Brewers, Lee Tunnell, has told Williams to start picking up your pace.
Here's Hansen. Hansen is 0 for 2. Hansen takes low. It's 104 pitches now for Chacin.
This is going to be the last hitter he faces no matter what. Whether he gets him out or he doesn't, this is the last guy he will face.
Tap foul to even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike.
A lot of soft stuff to Hansen.
Foul. Ooh. Down the right field line.
Right over the head of the bullpen catcher. Yeah, he's got to believe somebody's protecting him.
So 1 and 2. Sandoval with his lead. With a 2-out double. Out to Thames, who makes the catch to end the inning. 8th inning coming up. Built for baseball, brought to you by T-Mobile. It was the World Series parade in 2010. Maybe that's 2012. Either way, it's the World Series parades. And we're featuring Wilson, Vogelsong, and Kane. It was awesome.
That was great.
Here's the pitch to Shaw, and it's down low. 1 ball and no strikes. Here's the 1-0 pitch, is a strike at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike.
It's great. You saw Brian Wilson walking down the street. Brian Vogelsong with his wife Nicole and his son Ryder, and then Matt Kane and his wife Chelsea, and their daughter Hartley. And that was a 2nd grader.
Hit back to block, 1 out. Let's check in with Amy G.
All right, gentlemen, for those who missed it today, a very special day. The Wall of Fame ceremony and the new inductees, Brian Wilson, Matt Kane, and Ryan Vogelsong. The qualifications to make the wall: 9 seasons with the Giants or 5 seasons and an all-star appearance in the Giants uniform. Bruce Bochy commented saying this is one of his favorite ceremonies because these guys are so recent with the Giants. They still have relationships with current players. And Larry Baer, gentlemen, added a new qualification. He said if you have 3 World Series rings as a Giant, you make the wall. And it is our 4th smart play this evening. Dwayne?
That definitely opens the door for a few more. Chopper to Sandoval. He will shovel it. Instead, he leaves it behind. So that'll be an error on Sandoval. So scared the heck out of Wilson.
Well, but they pulled off the drape. They revealed the plaques. They let the confetti go. And John Miller and Dave Fleming were the masters of ceremony. They did a great job today. Tremendous ceremony.
Here's Kratz on the ground and a base hit. And I'm told that the clubhouse was empty for that ceremony.
It was. I walked in there. I mean, where is everybody? Well, ceremony still going. Going to have a new pitcher.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and smog experts.
By the authority of the San Francisco Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Francisco Giants Baseball Club, LLC.
A 6-1 lead for the Brewers here in the 8th inning. And And there's your new pitcher. It's Ray Black.
It is hard throwing Ray Black, and this is his 8th game. 8 strikeouts against 4 walks and 6 1/3. He's only given up 1 hit, and he throws hard. You'll see high 90s and a very, very good slider curveball combination. All 3 pitches can strike you out. And he's not a guy that you want to be getting in that batter's box thinking you may get a message pitch. You don't want it coming from Ray Black.
Garcia's been on base 3 times. And a breaking ball for a strike, and it's 0-1. Thames is at second. He reached on an error, and Kratz is at first on a base hit. And now the runner goes, and there's a strike at the knees, and it's 0-2. So it'll be a stolen base for Thames. But this is a strikeout situation, and it's the one thing Black does very well.
He's in his element when he's trying to strike guys out.
Kind of like that.
And he kind of 3-pitch seed Arcia.
Here's
just elevate right above the letters.
So here's Hernan Perez. Runners at the corners with 2 outs and a breaking ball wide, 1 ball and no strikes. Cueto, Block, and Black. And that fastball is high. 2-0. Right there at the knees at 97. It's 2-1.
Just an easy 97. Ray Black's a big fella. He's 6'5", 230. I mean, if you're 6'5", 230 and you're built like him, you expect a guy to throw at 99 miles an hour. Went to the University of Pittsburgh.
2-2.
And Black, I mean, he's had to deal with some severe injuries in his career. Out of high school, his senior year, he had to have Tommy John surgery, and then when he got drafted, before he threw his first pitch in professional baseball, he tore his labrum, and he had to have that repaired. And through it all, he persevered. It really is a great story.
What is that pitch at 89?
Well, that's a slider. He's got a slider and a curveball.
Pretty healthy slider.
That's a better breaking ball velocity than Ty Block had with his fastball velocity tonight.
Runner goes, and it's low. And now here comes Thames, and he's going to score. There's a score on a wild pitch. It's a walk to Perez.
Well, you have to anticipate. Watch Thames at the top of your screen. I mean, no hesitation at all. He saw the thing kick away from Nick Hundley, and as soon as it went up the first base line, Thames knew he had an opportunity. But you create that with a good secondary lead, and you anticipate.
So here's Yelich. Yelich is 2 for 4. And he fouls this one out of play.
Got a man making a play. Jim Barnett, the great color analyst of the Warriors, said that one time when he was a player, he got mad, kicked a basketball up in the stands. A guy caught it just like that, caught the ball and ran completely out of the stadium. and they never got the ball back.
Well, I think basketball should be like baseball.
All right, let's take a look at this guy. I got it, and I am out of here.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Does he know you can keep it?
Yeah. But back then, I don't think you were supposed to keep basketballs.
No, I think you should be able to, though. There's a strike. It's 1-2. Although, probably asking for trouble if you do that. A lot of scrums.
Well, years later, Jim Barnett said the guy came up to him and said, "Hey, remember me? I'm the guy that caught the basketball you kicked, and I'm the guy that got it." And you know what Barnett said? Nothing. He ignored him. Didn't give him the satisfaction.
Pulled on the ground, foul.
He told that story to us one night when Jim was here. John and I were doing a game for KNTV, and it was hysterical.
Well, he does a great job.
Yes, he does. He and Bob Fitzgerald, fantastic.
Got him, and that'll end the inning. Bottom of the 8th coming up.
Giants baseball on NBC Sports Bay Area, home of the authentic fan. 7-1 Brewers as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. And right now there's a new pitcher for the Brewers. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and smog expert. You see Taylor Williams, the new pitcher for Milwaukee. And when you take your at-bats against him, be aware that he's a strikeout guy. 47 strikeouts in 40 innings. And just 34 hits allowed. The one blemish, 19 walks, that's a lot. But hey, if you can strike guys out like he can, you can live with it. He throws hard. You're going to see mid to high 90s with a fastball, slider changeup combination. Hernan Perez stays in the game. He goes into right field. Christian Yelich was in right. He goes over to left. And those are your changes.
So here's Gorkis Hernandez. Gorkis is 0 for 2. We have more visitors in the Cove? I think we do.
What do you got?
Well, it's not further enough out where I can see any lettering. Our camera can, though. Is it Moldani running that camera? Oh, it's the hornblower, of course, is Hernandez It's now 1-2. I'm telling you that one of these years you and I are going to throw a party. It's going to be on that.
Well, we'll invite Mike Moe down here.
No, he can film it. Well, maybe that's a little too large for our party.
No way, we could fill it.
Think?
Oh yeah.
Maybe it'd be that we can fill.
We'll start with that one, and we'll work our way up to the Hornblower.
Friends and family on that one.
That's the Hotel California. Just out for a little sunset cruise.
2-2 to Gorky Hernandez. 3-2 to Gorky Hernandez. There's the three different sizes that we might go with. Maybe the one on the right is the perfect size. Yeah, that one. You could have the Kruko deck and the Kuiper deck.
I'm in.
Driven into right center field, but Perez is get there and make the catch. Bonds weekend is August 10th. A special event ticket. You're going to see a statuette commemorating Barry's 35 splash hits and a rubber chicken walk counter. Then on Saturday, it's the Bonds retirement of number 25. It's a pregame ceremony. Come out early to pay tribute. The ceremony is going to start at 5. sfgiants.com. Here's Hundley. Hundley hit a home run in the 6th. It was the first hit off of Jolice Chassin. And here he fouls it back. Hunter Pence is on deck. We have a Hunter Pence sighting. And the 0-1 is a strike at the knees. Here's the home run by Hundley.
Well, and it was significant because this is the first hit the Giants had. It took it to the 6th inning before they had a hit total. And for Hundley, his 9th home run of the year.
Swing and a miss. So Hundley goes down, and here's Pence. So Pence will get a nice round of applause. Hunter Pence, no matter what he's done this year, still a favorite.
Always. That will never stop. And one day they will put him on the wall.
He will, absolutely.
The wall of fame here at the ballpark.
One to right center field, but Kane got a great jump, and he's going to track it down. 9th inning coming up. For Milwaukee, and the new pitcher for the Giants is Mark Melanson. And it's time for a change. Thanks Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and smog experts.
20th game for Mark Melanson. Chance to get an inning of work. In the first game, he really had horrible luck. A couple of ground balls, and actually 4 ground ball base hits that went against him, and it went into an inning that decided the game. But a chance tonight, get that good feel back.
Here's Kane, and Kane shoots one on the ground, right past Melanson, right past Hansen, and Kane with his 4th hit. And here's Moustakas.
Kane missed last night's ball game because of a couple of minor injuries that happened to him in game 1 of this 4-game series. Rolled his wrist sliding into second base, and then he took a swing, kind of tweaked his left knee. So we were not surprised when he was not in the lineup last night, and we were a little surprised to see him in the lineup tonight.
It's really bothered him tonight.
4-hit night.
Here's Moustakas, who takes a strike. The big cat represented here tonight.
Andres Galarraga, forever Giant. A couple of deadheads enjoying their seats.
High to Moustakas.
You ever notice that about Grateful Dead fans? Deadheads are always going to have good seats. Always.
Is there a follow-up, like I'm supposed to say why?
No. Okay. No. Just an observation.
1 ball and 1 strike. Swing and a miss. 1 and 2.
Deadheads get there early and they leave late.
Same pitch again. It's 2 and 2. This one got away early, with Cueto giving up 3 runs in the 2nd inning. He didn't get hit hard, but you still have to credit the Brewers for swinging. 4 runs total in the innings that he pitched. And Moustakas is gone.
Good curveball. So, Mike Moustakas 1 for 5 in his debut as a Brewer.
Here's Aguilar with a 1 for 4 night. And a ground ball to Crawford. This could be a pair, and it is a pair on the tag by Sandoval. Bottom of the 9th coming up. Top of the order. See if the Giants can make something happen. 7-1 Milwaukee. of the 9th, when it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and smog experts.
Dan Jennings coming into the ball game. 50th time that he has taken the ball for Craig Counsell. See what he has done this year. 3.31 ERA. He's even got a save. 38 strikeouts in 49 innings. You're going to see a 90-ish fastball that he'll sink and cut in a hard slider. And he'll use that slider a lot.
So it'll be Jennings to face McCutchen. And the pitch, and McCutchen hits a high drive in his center field. Kane looks like he's got a beat on it, and he does. 1 pitch, 1 out. Save that one for Denver. Here's Duggar. Duggar's been on base twice. He's 1 for 2. Duggar to get in the box. With Crawford to follow. And the pitch, and it's on the outside corner for a strike. Remember, tomorrow it'll be Suarez. Andy Suarez for the Giants. 1 ball and 1 strike. I'm blaming the Giants with only 1 run on 3 hits on Matt Cain.
Well, how many nights did he absolutely throw brilliant baseball and get no run support?
And he shows up and they don't score.
He got caned.
2 balls and 1 strike. It's funny, he never acted like it bothered him.
Never openly complained. It does make you think.
And a strike to Duggar to even the count. Giants lose tonight, they'll be 2-6 since the All-Star break. What they needed to do is have that number reversed. Got him. 2 outs here in the 9th.
Well, this is the time of year where close doesn't count.
It really does. Still look for a strong effort, though. If you don't get that, then you got a problem. Crawford is 0 for 3. And a call strike. Jennings throws. Crawford with a swing and a miss. 0-2.
Sneaky 91.
As far as we know, Bruce Bochy's still leaving after the game.
To get on a plane, head back to New York, and then get to Cooperstown tomorrow, where 6 Hall of Famers will go in. One of which will be Trevor Hoffman, who was the closer for a long time for Bruce Bochy in San Diego. It's a great class going in, by the way. And we say congratulations to all of them.
Crawford, I think he got hit. They're going to say no swing, and then he's going to head on down to first. The last thing you need is to have that guy go down. And here's Longoria. Look out, get out of the way.
Right. Fastball just grazed off the top of his right hand. Anytime you see a ball coming in towards a guy's hands, you just hold your breath. And if you don't believe me, ask this guy stepping in. Evan Longoria, it cost him 35 games. Getting hit in the left hand, breaking his hand in an at-bat in Miami against Dan Straley.
You saw a look right there. You can see the extra padding he's got on the back of his hand. It all, Andres Galarraga was the first one to do it. He or Bagwell?
I don't know why everybody doesn't do it.
Driven down the right field line, and a base hit. Crawford running hard. Crawford's going to stop. And it's a double for Longoria.
You know Crawford wanted to score that run. Guy drills you, and you want to put an earned run on him. But Ron Wotus, I mean, your team's down 6 runs. You can't be ending the game on a play at the plate. So he opted wisely.
Sure would like to, though.
Yeah.
Here's Sandoval. Sandoval doubled in the 7th inning. That was batting left-handed against Chacin. And it's now down to the Giants' last strike. By the way, 40,735, and I tip my cap to Giants fans in all 3 games in this series. They have come out and they have wanted to help this team. It's 0-2. Down and in as the ball squirts away, but not far enough.
Joaquin Soria just playing some light catch. The tunnel of bullpen coach talking it over. Soria, like Moustakas, joined the Brewers this weekend by way of the trade.
Darno is in the on-deck circle. Two and two.
Look out. It's over there in the camera well. You don't need anybody to be getting hit right now with one of those. That would definitely leave a bruise.
There's the bruise we're talking about. 2 and 2 to Sandoval. And another foul out of play.
Good pitch. Good fight him off by Sandoval. Take every at bat personal. Doesn't matter if you're down 6 runs or up 6 runs. Take every at bat personal.
Get this guy up. He needs a little help. Maybe he wants to stay down. Come on, Gramps. Good effort. 2 and 2. Yeah, I'm good. And he got the ball.
Not a bit.
Tap to short. This should do it. And it does. So the Giants come out. They didn't hit much, and they gave up runs early. Bad combination to try to win a game in this series. And the Brewers now will try to go into tomorrow's game and go for the sweep, and the Giants are going to try as hard as they can to avoid that.
Well, indeed they are, and it has become a all too familiar theme. The Giants just can't hit right now, especially early in the ball game. And they didn't get their first hit tonight until the 6th inning. And this is something that they need to change. They need to crank up some offense, and they need to do it early in the game.
Final score here tonight. It's the Brewers 7 and the Giants 1. Thanks for joining us. Stay tuned for Giants Postgame Live, presented by Toyota, and it starts right now.